This is super cute. I'm loving it. It's been so long since I've done a visual novel. Feels so good to be stretching these muscles. Act 1, Wayfarers Inn. Part 3, New Friends, Former Enemies. 59th of the week. Okay, we got our new quests. My shipment of infusions finally arrived this morning. I now have access to some Fey crystals and frozen pine cones. Together with Fable's Phoenix chilies, I'll have 3 infusions now. I'll unpack them later when I have some time. I have a feeling they'll be of use soon. How very video gamey. Get new thing, use new thing. Oh, it's you two. So, Kate, drink for me in this lanky pal. It's good to see you too, Care. She meant to say please. Welcome back, Fable. You look alive. Thank you. I am. That seems like a given. Just happy to see them doing well, and with a friend. We ain't friends. We're not? So, you two didn't form a party? No. Oh. Then what's the drink about? They may be very annoying, but they did just solve my family feud of 10 years. So I do owe them some of your dishwater, at least. Family feud? Wouldn't call it a feud. More of a miscommunication. No, it was a feud. I feel like a feud implies a certain level of hostility. I was gonna kill him. Oh, I thought that was a joke. It wasn't. Oh. But no one died? No. Elfie here was able to prevent that. It's Fable. Whatever. Does this perchance have something to do with your quest? It does. I stopped her from killing the werewolf. Elaborate, please. I was gonna kill the werewolf. They stopped me from killing the werewolf. What's not to get? A lot, actually. I think she confused because the quest was to save the villagers from the werewolf. And it sounds like I saved the werewolf from you. Which I did, kind of. I also remember you saying you didn't want the quest, Care. I didn't, but... was there by chance? They were both stealing sheep. Was not. Sure was. Adventuring don't pay it what it used to. So you steal other people's sheep? Mind your business. How did any of this lead to a successful quest? Well, where do I start? How about the beginning? Right. I was born on a half-crescent dreaming moon. Of the quest fable. Right, the quest. Traveling, there was no trouble. I know enough to shortcuts through the grove. I reached the borders of the Targaryen right around the dusk. The Ashen Grove thins out about there. You can catch a glimpse of the wide fields and the vineyards, as well as the one with the farm after the other. An idyllic sight. Well, at least before sunset. Do you have trouble in the dark? Emotionally? Visually? A little. I mean, I can reckon I can still see more than a human could, but darkness is darkness, and I'm no owl. Thank gods. You're weird enough already. Imagine the damage you could do if you'd turn your head all the way around. Who says I can't? Just kidding. Anyway, luckily the darkness doesn't affect my hearing. But not the normal kind. What? Nothing. Okay, I heard a creaking fence and footsteps that were failing to keep it quiet. Your ears failing at being small. So I snuck closer and saw a werewolf-esque shape picking up a tiny sheep. I was petting it. Well, I thought she was going to eat it, so I summoned up all my courage and stepped out of the shadows, and I said, "Good evening, werewolf. Please put down the sheep." I didn't expect them to be entirely right in their mind, of course, but I wanted to be polite. I thought people might confuse her, but maybe it would help her calm down. It confused me, alright. Who the heck sees a werewolf and the first thing they do is greet him? A polite person? Or an insane one. It worked, didn't it? Because I ain't no werewolf. He wasn't that different. But I'm skipping ahead. To my surprise, instead of a growl, the werewolf, or not werewolf, responded with a what? So the confusion plan had worked, but I hadn't really expected that response. So I said again, "Please put down the sheep." And she asked, "Why?" I said, "Well, 'cause stealing sheep isn't very nice." And she asked who I was. No, I asked, "Who are you? A god?" I was about to introduce myself when we heard this blood-curdling howl. It sounded like someone had ripped a hole into the fabric of reality, pierced it with a horrid yell. Please. There's barely a bark. And it made the blood freeze in my veins. I heard a panting and heavy footsteps. I barely dared to turn around. You turned around immediately. And when I did, I stared into the twisted face of a werewolf, yellow gleaming eyes. Gleaming with jaundice. Sharp teeth, giant claws. He looked like he wanted to eat me right up. He did. But before I could beg for mercy, suddenly something rushed past me and lunged at the werewolf. When I regained my composure, Kaelin, the werewolf, were on the ground fighting tooth and nail. And the sheep you were holding? Obviously, I set it down at that point. Good. So you went to Fable's aid? No, that ain't it. I noticed the werewolf's flannel rags. They were blue checkered and uneven print. Just like the kind of stuff my old dragon used to wear. That old son of a... Hey, why can't I say that? Asshole. What the shit? Youth protection. Age rating system's quite harsh. Son of a... Anyway, it was dressed like Uncle Dragon, smelled like Uncle Dragon, and fought like him too. I was joking when I brought it up before, you know. Hadn't seen the old man in years. Was coping about it, by joking about it. That's the only way I can talk about him these days. Because of the feud? Yeah. Used to be my favorite uncle. Then he changed. Became irritable, angry, distant. Fought a lot with Uncle Feder. Cared more about the moon than he did his own family. Eventually, he just left. Ran away without a word. Left us and Uncle Feder behind, worried senseless. So we found a letter saying to not look for him. All their savings missing. I swore I was gonna kill him if I ever saw him again. Always thought he couldn't face up to his problems. Turns out, his solution was just to get those problems as far away from everyone else as possible. Idiot. You talk it out with your fists. I tried, but Elfie stopped me. Glad they did. How'd you figure that out? Well, she was yelling at him. I didn't understand half of it, but I could tell she was angry and hurt. I tried to get their attention by telling them to stop, but they wouldn't listen, so I shot an arrow right next to both of their heads. My aim was a little shaky, so I did end up grazing Mr. Dragon's ear. But I got them to stop long enough for them to start listening to me. I threatened that if they didn't stop to talk, I would shoot them both. I would have never done it, of course. But they must have believed me, because they actually stopped to listen. Looked mighty scary then, little pal. Thank you. I sat them down and did my best to be an insurmountable obstacle between them. If they wanted to fight, they'd have to go through me. It sounds rather dangerous. It was. Wouldn't have stopped for them. What? You're the size of a stick. You think you could stop two angry wolves? Oh. Well, anyway. I used the opportunity to figure out what was going on. And that's how I found about Mr. Dragon and Carolyn and the miscommunication. Feud. Feud. Sure. Turns out that after Mr. Dragon was turned, he was too ashamed to admit it. He couldn't stop the changes and ended up hurting people he cared about. It's no excuse, of course. No, it ain't. And if we had known, we would have helped him the best we could. At least we would have built him a sturdy shed, scratch-proof walls for full moons. He didn't think that would have happened, though. So he decided to fix the problem by leaving, deal with it alone, and so on. But that only made it worse. Of course he was too embarrassed to come back, so he just focused on the whole werewolf thing, and not any human things, or Vukakin things, so to speak. Trying to find a cure, trying to avoid the moon, trying to find a place to sleep, and stealing sheep. That's something they have in common. The sheep? No, the stubbornness, and unwillingness to ask for help. But the sheep too. But they had to talk about it. That silent resentment wasn't doing good for either of them. And you got him to do that? The little stick is oddly persuasive. Had us talking about it before I even realized I didn't want to. Maybe because you did want to. Shock. Maybe. How'd it go? Fine. It'll take some time to accept his apology. We'll have to see him change first, and apologize to Uncle Fado and the rest. But it was good to see him again. Guess a hug did feel better than a greatsword in his gut. Wonderful. Of course, there's still the problem with the whole werewolf thing. Idiot got so obsessed with a cure he could still barely control himself. We helped him realize that a cure couldn't change what he had done. He had to accept he's different now, and learn to live again. Of course it won't be easy. No change ever is. I learned that from you. But we have a group of werewolves living near our settlement. A small community that enjoys the company of our warm trees. We play charades with them a lot. They taught me about the phases of the moon, and the secret moon signs. That sounds like a bunch of bullshit. It's real! You're a crescent moose! I did want to check her, chariot. This is cute. They're also the fool. Oh, hangman fool. Cute. We introduced Mr. Dragon to them, and they promised they'd take care of him. Help him deal with his lycanthropy. Sounds great. It is. A happy ending. I wouldn't call it an ending, rather the beginning of something new. So the end of an adventure is just the beginning of another one. Exactly. I like that. So, after your heroic therapy session, you two decided to grab a drink together? Got offered to spend the day at the settlement, but they don't serve anything strong enough for my tastes. Plus Elfie was dying to get back here. Talking about how I need to update you on everything non-stop. Would think they live here or something. I had to report back about the quest. Glad you did. They also started crafting something with the werewolves. Ah. Said something about it being for you, Winky. Oh, really? Yeah. It's not finished yet, but I'll let you know. I promise. Wasn't that hard, was it? Well. So a drink. What can I offer you, Care? Surprise me with something that fits my brawn. By which I mean the usual strength never gets old. Okay. Oh yeah, maybe. Look at it. Because I forget which of the other two it gets. Surprise! Not bad. You should do this professionally. I'll think about it. Fable, what about you? You have something that'll calm me down? Maybe even bring some of my agility back. Like a swift strike, back to my senses. I've had a stressful day. night, morning, sequence of events. A switch strike, please. Oops. Three parts. One part. One part. There you go. Thank you. Wow, it's perfect. You look tired. Have you considered sleep? They do like they're going to pass out any second now. So do you. Maybe sleep is a good idea. Carolyn, do you have a place to sleep? I could sleep anywhere. It's a talent. It's depressing. I have a room available. You two can stay. Sounds good. How much? I'll count it as payment for your help with the quest. Fine. Later, Elfie. See you later. Are you heading home, Fable? Yeah, I've been gone for a whole day. I need to get back and make sure everything's still growing correctly. Maybe I'll take a nap first. Yeah, that too. Did you enjoy your first quest? I did. Scary and different from what I expected. Didn't know I'd be so good at pretending to be charming. Have you considered you weren't pretending? You did well, Fable. Thank you. I hope that wasn't my only adventure. I think it's just the beginning. Be nice. Do you think I'm gonna save the world one day? It's a very tall order. You're right. I'm not cut out for that. Didn't say that. I'd prefer it if the world didn't end. Right. But if it does, you're the first person I'd ask for help. Maybe you should ask Carolyn first. I'd be happy to be second. We'll see. Let's hope we don't. I like this world. You have a point. We shouldn't hope for such a calamity. Even if it would make for a good song. Or a sad one. Or both. I'm gonna head home now. Do that. I'll stock up on quests for you. Can't wait. See you soon. See you soon. Busy day. Oh hey, you. Good evening to you too. Hey! This quest wasn't here yesterday. That's correct. Seems dangerous. It is. And mysterious. Sure. Like me. You could be a little less mysterious by telling me your name. Zephyr. Did the wind carry you in? No, my legs. But I want the quest. Well, you can have it. No, not just literally. Physically. Emotionally. Emotionally? I want to take on that quest. Go to the castle. Get the cake. I mean... yeah. Well, no one's gone to the castle yet. So if you'd like to go, so if someone would like to go, they'd be welcome to. So you know the castle? Yeah? It seems strange. It is. A vampire lives there. I've heard rumors, whisperings of a strange fiendish woman residing there. What a coincidence, me too! Has she ever frequented your tavern? Not yet. But she has. Once, we had a vampire mixer. Interesting. So she was only here at night? Yeah. Would you say she was unnaturally pale? No, she had quite a lot of makeup on. But below that mask? Sure, yeah, she's pretty dead below that. What kind of drink did she order? Blood. You sell blood? Of course. Whose blood? Did you hear about the wolves avoiding the castle? Really? All the... Yeah, she has a lot of werewolf traps set up, but all the animals seem to steer clear of Mara Castle. They say its doors are always locked, so nothing can go inside, or leave. Anything that tries to, merges into her land one way or another. There's a grave, pile of decorative bones, dirt feeding rotting flowers. They say death clings to her doorstep like an everlasting melody. Sounds like a strange place. Like a tomb for something still alive. Or goth. Goth. Vampire. She seems to be a thief. Appears so. Do you not sympathize with that? Thievery is an honorable skill, but it must be performed in secret, or you're not worth the coins in your pocket. Also, stealing a man's cape is just plain rude. He knows. I suppose. Only thing worse than stealing a man's hat. Not if it's cursed. Especially then. Point is, you can't defend yourself from having your trophies reclaimed. You must live with the consequences. Consequences being you? Exactly. It definitely sounds like you all know you know what you're doing. Of course I do. I'm one with the shadows and the wind. Gone before they'll even notice I'm there. So you could easily swipe up something along with the cape, right? Certainly. Gold, gemstones, other treasures, whatever pays the bills. What about some interior decorations? Like what, for example? Just something to pretty up the tavern a bit. Maybe something that doubles as decoration. Like a chair? Stealing a whole chair sounds like a little too ambitious for your first quest with me. I prefer something smaller, like a little trinket. My walls are still a little bit empty. Wait, you're being serious? Absolutely. A memento that once belonged to an eccentric vampire sounds like a wonderful addition to the tavern. See what I can do. You won't be disappointed. Well, trust you to deliver your doorstep and get your cape back to me. Along with a neat little addition to my interior design. Sounds like you'll need a few stamps. Would you like some? No, too traceable. How about a drink? I could do with one of those. I heard your drinks inspire transformations of great magnitude. Allow you to dip into parts of yourself that you were never previously aware of. Raise yourself up from the shadow. Say, what do you trade for them? Secrets. Secrets. I have many. Grant me one. I shall. I know this may come to shock you, but I was here before yesterday. You may not remember this because you barely noticed me in the shadows. I was so stealthy, I spent hours watching you from afar. That is definitely a secret. You cleaned a lot of glasses, served everyone with a smile. You looked worried after the adorable green one left. Like you thought they might trip straight into a monster's maw. And you were swift with your hands, fast with your knife. Alright, enough secrets. You may have one of my renowned drinks. Some of my renowned infusions. In fact, I got a fresh shipment today. I was finally able to unpack them. Infusions. Intriguing. What vile magic do you offer? For your purposes, I think you could benefit from either some fake crystals or a frozen pine cone. Cool. Frozen pine cones have absorbed some of nature's icy properties and can help you form a magical frost barrier that will hurt those trying to harm you. Bay crystals hail straight from Avalon, allegedly. If consumed, they'll turn you invisible. Eventually, and for a bit, the duration's unpredictable. I've also got some phoenix chilies, but I don't think they'd be very useful for your situation. Interesting. So, what dark depths of yourself are you looking to explore? I fear that Lady Evelyn may be of the undead nature. So I must be strong and vigorous if I want my stake in her heart before her fangs near my neck. Though that does sound appealing. Strength I can do. Some frost armor should help with the fangs. Or perhaps the smarter route would be to evade her wrath entirely. To outstealth her, steal her cape right from under her pale nose. So that she may lie in the shame of having lost against me. I think such approach would require a certain amount of dexterity. Some invisibility could help with staying unseen, should my speed and agility not be enough. Help me with the decision, Innkeep. Your wisdom is no secret, is it? I'm turning this man into Gundam Tanaka. Okay, I have access to infusions. I have to be careful of how they interact with the other ingredients. I might have to alter a drink in a way where I have to use a different ingredient than usual. Should make sure to keep an eye on the coaster shape, so that the mix stays correct. The infusion going first. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so. Book. We want Swift Strike with this one. Light up, please. Where? It's so tight. Man. Talk about pixel hunt. Why? You're killing me, game. What? Oh my god. Am I losing my mind? What? And then nothing? It's like it changes. There. Amazing. Okay. Okay. So then I've already got one here, so it's just this one. Shazam. Here you go. A drink that all vampires fear. Garlic. Not quite, but that's a good name. May I steal it? You don't ask for permission before you steal something and keep. It's no longer a clever ruse, but a mere trade. I see. Did you hear about my new drink, Garlic Breath? Good one. Tastes like, not garlic, but just as fearsome to a vampire. You don't find garlic scary? No. Only the absence of it. Damn right, Zephyr. Most things should have garlic in it. That makes two of us. Hopefully this will help me evade her. I'm not prepared for a fight, but I won't need one if my steps are swift, quiet as the wind. If she can't see me, goodbye. I would say that pray that the sun will carry me back to you. My hopes do not lie within the realms of keepers, and I shall be damned if they control my fate. Expect to see me again after this next sunfall. If you do not, speak of vengeance. Vengeance makes for an early grave, or for a good story. Farewell. Okay. Or for a better end. Take care. Quest. I'm taking this quest. And a drink. Great. Do you sleep well? What? Sleep. How was it? Ah, fine. Too long. Didn't sleep that much in ages. Sounds like you needed it. Nah, your beds are just too comfortable. It's hard to get up. course. My apologies. I'll make sure to take your feedback into consideration. Would you like a drink as compensation? I think I already said that. Make me something strong that'll wake me up. Keep me up, too. Do we get information on what those do? Yes. Fire resistance. Okay. So she just wanted strength. Something strong, coming right up. That is strong, just the right amount of too much. Maybe I should call the drink the Carolyn. Nah, you shouldn't. Anyway, the quest. Yeah, the quest. I'm taking it. So you said. I see it's my turn to make conversation. I miss Fable. Isn't it a bit too soon for another quest? You just returned. It's been hours since I've done anything. Sleep, and chat, and drink. I'm getting antsy. If I sit for too long, it feels like my bones are disintegrating, and I forget who I am. I think that's called boredom. I relate with this character, though. That's how I feel. It's torture. That too. Well, boring is not what I would call this quest in the slightest. Stealing from a chimera for a vampire's sunscreen couldn't get more reckless than that. Could be by taking Elfie along. Fair point. Please don't. I won't. So lives for a vampire. Vampire sunscreen. Can't a vampire get that chimera goo themselves? It's a wyvern chimera. Vampires and fire don't mix too well. Also, if everyone did their own quests, the quest economy would be in shambles. Suppose that'd be terrible for your business. Hmm? Indeed. Does it bother you that it's for a vampire? No. Does it make you nervous? No. You did mention that you like fangs. Did I mention that I have a greatsword 3 times the size of your head? I'm sure a vampire would find that impressive. Have you ever encountered a chimera before? No, not a real one. Got me thinking, ain't it kind of blasphemous to steal from a draconic guardian? Depends. Are you religious? Guess not. Then no. Would it be if I was? Don't think so. Chimeras steal riches all the time. They were created to be guardians by the protectors of the realm. So stealing something to protect someone else, it seems to be in line with their doctrine. Good thing you ain't a priest. You do a piss-po job. Thank you. Is blasphemy what you're most worried about? I ain't worried. Okay. Nervous? Ain't that either. Then what is it? Excitement, I suppose. Excitement? Don't laugh. Not laughing, I'm asking. Yeah, excitement. Never encountered a guardian before. Always sort of wanted to. Why haven't you? Ain't exactly easy to find one, or to survive one. This seems like the great opportunity for you then. It is. What is it about guardians? It's less about the guardian, more about what created it. Maybe a little about the chimera. It's got a dragon head, right? Yeah, modeled after its creator, I guess. So let me rephrase that. What is it about dragons, chimeras, with dragon heads? They're cool. Also, When I was little, my Baba used to tell me bedtime stories about dragons that were in it. She was a great adventurer and encountered many of the creations on her journey. Not sure if it's true, but I always claimed met each of the keepers of the realms themselves. They had little keepsakes from them all. My sword's one of those, passed on to me before she left. One day she was just gone. I think she wanted to spend the last moments somewhere else. I'd like to think she visited one of her dragons one last time. Your family has a leaving problem. At least she left with savings alone. That sword and her stories are all I have left of her. Going on this quest almost feels like I'm stepping into a memory of hers. She ever tell you about a wyvern chimera? No. It was the only kind she never encountered. Had quarrels with the feline ones, different varieties of scales, even a cow one, I think. Never found a wyvern one in all the years. Would have been nice to tell her about the story when I return. If I return. I'm sure you will. You can tell the story to me. I don't know if it'll make for a good Baba, but I do enjoy a good tale. Think about it. You already got me talking too much. This is you talking too much. So, you like dragons? I do. They're fascinating creatures, very interesting, very magical. They are fascinating and magical. Used to pretend I was one when I was little, really wanting their magic and their wings. You can just ask them for their magic. Not sure about their wings. I ain't a priest either. Besides, I'm a warrior. I don't do that magic crap. Why not? I like my sword, my muscles. They're a good combo. I don't need to rely on anyone, not even dragons. It'll help. Never hurt anybody. Well, self-reliance don't either. You say so. Does that mean you won't want to drink to pep up? Does that mean you don't want to drink to pep you up, Kara? Didn't say that. See, that doesn't count as help. It's prepayment for me taking your quest. Sure. You'll be happy to hear that I have some incredible infusions to offer that could greatly help you. Nah, sounds unnecessary complicated. Let's keep it simple. Alright, what can I get you? A little bit of boost for the body couldn't hurt. They're quick, toothy, I'll need to be too hardy for its bite. Some defense might come in handy. Or something for the brain. Baba talked quite a lot about how they enjoyed a good ruse. Maybe I can outsmart it. But I need some intelligence for that. Won't be risking it all on a bad idea. Sure you don't want any infusions? Just a bit of Phoenix chili could make you fire resistant. Could be useful in the fight. Dragons. He's stubborn. Sure, I'll try one. On top of the trickery. No, one's enough. Either you mix defense with your weird chilies, or I'll go heavy on intelligence. I don't need any more of your fancy tricks. Don't care which one you pick. That's your job. Okay, so we want... The bronze seems like the best play for her. With the ice cones. Wait. How does that work? It's already off. Or no, it was supposed to be the chilies. Chili. It still does that, doesn't it? Maybe not? Let's find out. Frosted Lagoon. Sure. Figured it out. Thanks. Feeling tougher already. And dangerously close to catching myself on fire. I think I could almost take on a dragon like this. Stay grounded. How urgent is the sunscreen? Pretty urgent. The sun tends to not take a break, even for vampires. Maybe you should sunbathe less then. It might solve his problems. Might. When has an easy solution ever been fun? Good point. See what I can do. Maybe they got some of that mice in that mangrove. Good luck. Won't be needing it. I'll be waiting to hear of your exploits upon your return. Bloop. Plop. While it might have been a shorter stream, I do want to end here. It just feels like a good stopping point. It's hard to stay on top of the voice and everything. But, thank y'all for watching. Appreciate everyone who's here, even if you're just lurking. And... till next time. I definitely had some trouble earlier. Fixed it. Yeah. Alright, till next time. Peace.